Somewhere far away, I want you back. I want talking to the moon at night. Through the window in my room, there's not much I love to say, and I don't have the strength to fight. I feel that inside like I've been buried in the grave, and you step on my soul at night.
Okay, I'm back with part 3, so let's get into it.
So hey kings and queens, this is part 3 to the Aaliyah sacrifice. And in this picture, this is Beyonce and Aaliyah at the VMA Awards. And this VMA Awards was hosted a few days before her death.
Stop it right there. This was not hosted a few days before Aaliyah's death. This was actually hosted in 2000 at the MTV Movie Awards, a year before Aaliyah even died.
Now, you guys noticed that Beyonce was in Destiny's Child at this time. Why she didn't go solo when Aaliyah was solo? It's
because she had competition. Aaliyah was in movies. Aaliyah was out longer than Beyonce. Aaliyah had movies, successful music, successful albums. She was a solo artist, doing big things. She did a lot in her 22 years. Like, come on now. She was winning a lot of awards. Oh my God. She had a makeup line coming out, a hair line. Like, she was doing big things. Aaliyah signed with Warner Bros., a multi-million-dollar company. But Beyonce wasn't competing. Beyonce wasn't playing in movies like that. Destiny's Child was holding her down. Beyonce wasn't touching Aaliyah. Even if she went solo when Aaliyah was here, she was not touching Aaliyah. And I think she knew that. Aaliyah was definitely competition. Let me tell you, Aaliyah was doing so much that Beyonce knew it would take a very long time to even catch up to Aaliyah. And she didn't want to be one of those artists who went solo and then flopped because of Aaliyah, And that's what a lot of artists did when Beyonce was solo. They flopped because of Beyonce. She was just this star. So if Beyonce would have went solo when Aaliyah was here, she probably would have either flopped or... That's why. It had nothing to do with a sacrifice. They weren't big enough. Beyonce was interviewing Aaliyah. Beyonce wasn't big enough, okay?
because she had competition. And we all know Aaliyah will blow Beyonce out of the waters.
Period.
Forget The Voice. If you go on YouTube and search up the VMA interview with
And I always say this is not about the voice that makes an artist better than the other. It's the meaning in your music. Aaliyah had meaning in her music, which made it even more worth the wow. Her last album was, they said, almost gold. And that's because she had messages. Damon said her songs had messages. If you really listen to her songs, they have meaning. They're not just her singing these songs, That's why she wanted to be taken serious, so that she could make these songs and not look like a kid, like Aaliyah had meaning in her song, and she was smart enough to put those messages in her music so that people can try to figure it out or get her message that she was trying to leave to us, But Beyonce was just singing about stuff that most people can't relate to or couldn't relate to at the time. And Aaliyah was making music that even men could relate to,
Aaliyah and Beyonce. Beyonce has this little shady kind of evil look to her. Sneaky. She looks kind of sneaky to me. You can tell in Beyonce's eyes that she has something evil planned to remove Aaliyah from her spot. Beyonce.
I don't think that is why Beyonce was looking like that this day on this interview. I just think that she was jealous of Aaliyah and she envied Aaliyah. And when you are competitive and you want to be at the top, but your friend is the one at the top and everybody's idolizing her, you're gonna feel some type of way. And she could not hide it whatsoever. And Beyonce, when she saw competition, she tried to knock everybody down, but I don't think she sacrificed Aaliyah. Beyonce was just jealous, and I think people in the industry knew that Aaliyah's death was coming, but no, I don't know. I just don't think Beyonce sacrificed Aaliyah because she wasn't that big, but if she didn't do this with anybody else but Aaliyah.
It does not hold a candle to Aaliyah. People like to say her voice, come on. Aaliyah has style. She was multi-talented. Something seemed very fishy
That went over a voice any day, in my opinion.
about his death, and Beyonce was a part of it too.
I just don't think Beyonce was a part of her death, nor Jay-Z. I just really don't think that, honestly. I think either Damon could have killed Aaliyah or sacrificed Aaliyah, or somebody that Damon pissed off, or Aaliyah's uncle. I don't think it had anything to do with Beyonce. But I think Beyonce was happy to hear that Aaliyah had died so that she could finally go solo, which she had been planning. And she could finally be the only one that the media gave attention to. Because it would have been two people in the industry if Aaliyah wouldn't have died. And 9 out of 10, they probably would have chose Aaliyah. Like, Aaliyah was a smart businesswoman. Like, and Beyonce, she was just an artist that would take any opportunity to get to the top. Like, no. I'll be back with part 4.
Do you remember that one night when we fell in love? What we had felt so right, 'cause we had trust. I was drowning in our lives. I know we're broken up. You know the feelings deep inside. So why?